wake up one morning and nothing has changed. Same house, same schedule, same carefully built life. But suddenly, something inside you feels unbearably foreign. Like you've been wearing someone else's skin for 20 years. If that lands for you, stay close. Because what you're feeling isn't falling apart. It's a very specific psychological process that Carl Jung spent decades studying. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this crisis is actually your psyche's greatest gift. Here's what we're unpacking. Why this feeling shows up precisely at midlife, what your unconscious is trying to tell you, and 3 practices you can start today to turn this breakdown into breakthrough. But first, a strange truth. The women who feel this most intensely are often the ones who did everything right. The good daughters, the reliable ones, the ones who learned early that love equals performance. Sound familiar? If it does, type yes below. I want to know you're here. The moment it hits. Let's name what's actually happening. Jung called this phase individuation, but that word doesn't do justice to what it feels like. It feels like mourning, like rage with nowhere to go, like suddenly being allergic to your own life. You might recognize it in these moments, when your daughter rolls her eyes at your advice and you realize you've become your mother. When you're at brunch with friends and you catch yourself performing enthusiasm, playing the role of yourself. When someone asks, "What do you want?" and you genuinely cannot answer. Here's the part nobody tells you. This feeling isn't a malfunction. It's an emergence. Your psyche is trying to introduce you to someone who's been locked in the basement of your consciousness for decades. Keep watching. In 3 minutes, you'll meet her. The architecture of the false self. To understand what's awakening, we need to understand what was put to sleep. Jung believed we all develop what he called a persona, a social mask we wear to navigate the world. And for many women, especially those of us raised to be accommodating, that mask became so convincing we forgot we were wearing it. Think back. What did you learn was rewarded? Being small, being helpful, reading the room, managing everyone else's emotions before your own. Not because you were weak, because you were brilliant at survival. You learned that certain parts of you were acceptable, even celebrated, and other parts, your anger, your selfishness, your raw ambition, your sexuality on your terms, those got locked away. Jung called these rejected parts the shadow. And midlife? Midlife is when the shadow starts rattling the door. Pause here, take a breath. Really, do it with me. What part of you did you learn to hide early? Drop your shoulders. Let the word surface. If you're brave enough, comment it below. Just one word. Anger, desire, wildness. You'll be giving permission to someone else. Why 40? Why now? There's a reason this doesn't happen at 25. Jung observed that the first half of life is about building. Career, relationships, identity. We're in expansion mode, accumulation mode. But somewhere around 40, the psyche shifts priorities. It's no longer interested in addition. It wants integration. Your unconscious starts asking, who did you leave behind to become this person? What did you sacrifice? What's been exiled? And here's the kicker. It won't take no for an answer. Modern research backs this up. Studies on adult development show that midlife often triggers what psychologists call self-authorship, a shift from living by external scripts to writing your own. The crisis isn't the problem. Ignoring the crisis is the problem. Think of it this way. Your psyche is like a toddler who's been ignored for hours. First, she tugs your sleeve politely, then louder. Then she's throwing spaghetti at the wall and screaming. Midlife is the spaghetti phase. Meeting your shadow. So who is this stranger you've been avoiding? Jung believed the shadow holds not just our darkness, but our aliveness, all the energy we suppress to be acceptable. For women especially, the shadow often contains your no boundaries you've been terrified to set. Your desire, not just sexual, but existential. What you want just because you want it. Your rage at being diminished, managed, expected to smile through it. Your ambition, unapologetic, without the need to couch it in service. Your messy humanity, the parts that aren't graceful or evolved or Instagram ready. Here's what changed everything for me. I spent my 30s being the chill friend, the non-needy wife, the low-maintenance woman. And at 42, I woke up one day and realized I had no idea what I actually felt about anything. I'd outsourced my emotional life so completely that I was a stranger to myself. The woman in the mirror scared me because she looked exactly like me, but I didn't know her at all. If you felt that, comment stranger. Let's mark this moment. The work of integration. Here's where we shift from understanding to practice. Jung's individuation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming whole, reclaiming the exiled parts and integrating them into your conscious life. This isn't a weekend workshop. It's a slow, sometimes painful reweaving. But there are concrete places to start. Practice 1. Shadow dialogue. Find 10 minutes alone. Set a timer. Write this prompt at the top of a page. What have I been afraid to say? Then let your hand move. Don't edit. Don't make it pretty. Let the shadows speak first. You might be shocked by what emerges. Pettiness, cruelty, desire, grief. Good. That's the energy you've been burning to keep contained. Try this in the next 24 hours. Then come back and tell me, was it terrifying? Liberating? Both? Practice 2. The tiny transgression. Jung believed we integrate the shadow by bringing it into conscious, small actions. Not by blowing up your life, by experimenting with boundaries in low-stakes moments. Here's your assignment. This week, commit one tiny act of selfishness. Order the expensive coffee without justifying it. Say, I'm not available, without explaining why. Choose the movie you want to watch, without polling everyone first. Leave dishes in the sink overnight. I know, revolutionary, right? But here's the thing. If you can't tolerate your own selfishness in these micro moments, you'll never access it when it really matters. Which tiny transgression feels hardest for you? Comment below. Coffee, no, dishes. Let's normalize this together. Practice 3. Reclaiming your projections. Jung taught that we often project our shadow onto others, seeing in them what we can't own in ourselves. The woman who seems too much, maybe she's living the expressiveness you denied yourself. The person who sets boundaries selfishly, maybe they're modeling the autonomy you're starving for. Here's the practice. When you feel strong judgment or envy, pause. Ask, what quality am I seeing in them that I'm not allowing in myself? Then, what would it look like to try on that quality, even 10%, in my own life? This isn't about excusing harmful behavior. It's about retrieving your own disowned energy. Right now, think of someone who triggers you. Got them? What quality do they have that you might be hungry for? Drop a word below. Courage, messiness, selfishness, whatever surfaces. The awakening, what's actually happening. Let's come back to the big picture. What you're experiencing isn't a crisis of meaning, it's the emergence of meaning. For the first half of life, you were building an identity based on what others needed you to be. Now your psyche is saying, okay, we survived, we belong. Now, who are you? Jung wrote, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But he didn't sugarcoat it. Becoming yourself requires letting someone die. The perfect daughter, the endlessly patient partner, the woman who makes it look easy. She has to die so the whole woman can be born. And that death? It's not failure, it's devotion. Devotion to truth, to wholeness, to the soul's longing to be fully expressed before it's too late. If you only remember one thing from this video, let it be this. Your midlife unraveling isn't a breakdown. It's your psyche refusing to let you die with your gifts still inside you. It's fierce, it's protective, it's love. Pause here. What are you refusing to die without doing, saying, or becoming? Comment my word, the one thing you're reclaiming today. I'll be reading every single one. Your next step. If this unlocked something in you, here's what I want you to do. 1. Try just one of those 3 practices this week. Not all of them, just one. Integration is slow work. 2. Share this video with one woman who's in the thick of this. Text it to her right now, say, this made me think of you, and I see you. 3. Subscribe to this channel if you want more real talk on the psychology of being a woman, the second half of life, and building a self you actually recognize. And one more thing. The woman you're becoming? She's been waiting a long time. She's patient. She knows you needed those years of performing to survive. But she's ready now. And so are you. Before you go, this video is educational content based on Jungian psychology. It's never medical or therapeutic advice. If you're struggling, please reach out to a qualified professional. See you in the next one.